everybody.
What up, what up, what up? It's
Oh,
time for another Monday
motivation
chat.
How's everybody doing? Feels a little weird because we've been
Took a week
doing
off.
this. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
doing
we
this
had to
every week,
postpone
but
last week.
definitely, holiday week was there's a lot going on. So we definitely had to just kind of like fall back, chill, just focus on the family, get everything lined up and ready for the holidays. Hope everybody had a great holiday.
Yes.
So last time we met with, so it was 2 weeks ago. We had our part two with
Cass
and
and
Drees.
Talking about their story as micro preemie parents, the journey from making really hard life or death situations to raising a child that is born as a micro preemie comes with its own set of challenges and kind of journey and going inward to find that inner strength. So their story was definitely inspiring, motivating, proof that miracles happen. I mean, definitely proof that amazing miracles happen when you stand firm in what you're believing in and whatever in faith, and just like, I believe that this is going to be true. I don't care what everybody else is saying, whether it's doctors or the community or your haters or whoever. You gotta they definitely even in Drees' story about his journey as a musician, they're both entrepreneurs, and just standing firm in what you believe the outcome is going to be, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. And just not, like you said, not just taking what everybody else says for verbatim, and it's a crazy story.
Right.
And then just to like know, like to hear the story, and then to know, like, see Kenny and everything like that. It's amazing.
Right.
All right. So today,
we excited, y'all.
So today we're going to be interviewing or talking with
chatting. It's not an interview.
Chit chat. We're going to be chatting with Sandra and Rell from His and Her Juices,
yes,
and them things are
delicious.
All right, so let's bring them in right now.
It's Monday, y'all.
What's up, man?
What up? What up? What up?
So how y'all doing?
Good. How are you guys?
We doing great. We're doing great. Doing great.
How was the holiday?
You know the vibes.
Yes, definitely.
Yep. How was your holiday?
Good.
Are we breaking up? Do you hear us clearly?
I can hear y'all. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had a great holiday. It was busy, but we had an awesome time. That's the weird thing about holidays, especially as a grown-up and a parent. It's like you got to do all this work.
Yeah.
And clean up.
Yeah, I know. We did a lot of work too. We was tired.
Yeah.
Friday came, we was just
done.
Yeah.
We was asleep the whole day.
Yeah, we had our first. Actually, we had our first Thanksgiving at the house.
Nice.
Like a month here at our house, so we had our first Thanksgiving. So it was pretty cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Due to the certain circumstances, we all couldn't have that big, gathering, with the COVID and all that, but we made it work.
Yep. Well, that leads us into like you guys are entering like multiple new journeys, like within just a year. So many new things are happening, new chapters are opening. So let's get into the beginning of His and Hers and how it even became an idea.
I want to say it became an idea due to unfortunate circumstances. Like, all right, we're going to take it back. So, all right. So I want to say we both was working 9 to 5s. I want to say a month before pandemic hit, I got fired due to some things I wasn't obviously supposed to do. But it came to a point where, like, you start working a job and then you be there for so long, you start doing things you're not supposed to do. The next thing you know, they let you go. And it was one of those situations. So that happened end of February. So when that happened, I started scrambling, started panicking a little bit because, obviously I just got a house. And it wasn't even a year, probably like 4 5 months in the time. So, like, I kept hopes up, but I was still, like, worrying a little bit, doing scrambling, trying to find another job. I find another job, right? And then I find another job when COVID hit. So now I'm like, all right, where I'm gonna start? They're like, well, we don't know yet. We keep you posted, have you home, just sitting there, like, just home. Like, luckily I had money saved up, but I wasn't having no job. Now, with her situation, she was actually still working. And I want to say probably, what,
May.
2 weeks, probably like, when was it?
It was in May.
May? Mm-hmm. So May they officially, like, she got laid off due to COVID. This is the crazy part. When a job finally hit me back, right, and wanted me to start working, I worked for that job a week and I quit. I was like, I can't. I said, I can't. I come from working in telecommunications and actually working like working from home, like doing like those type of jobs where you like sit in the office and answer phones and shit. Like, terrible. So I got hired a new job doing the same thing. I worked for a week and I was like, this ain't it.
Yeah.
Quit. I was like, I can't. Really, I quit because she was still at her job. And by her being at her job, they was like, you know what? Due to COVID, we're going to send you home. So I'm like, wait, I'm working we both can't work from home. Kids can't go to school, no daycare. So you know what? I chalked this new job I just got. I don't really like it anyway. Cool. You can work from home. I watch the kids. A week of her working from home, she gets laid off. It's not like, damn, I just quit this job and she got laid off. So now this is crazy. Now this is in May. Now May hits. This is May. She's laid off. I got fired two months prior, get a new job. I quit that job, right? So now we kind of like at ground zero again. So mind you, like I said, like I'm always saving money. I had my money saved up, whatever the case may be. I was like, yo, I'm gonna fall back. I was like, you know what? I never had an opportunity where I had money and I didn't really have to look for another job. So, I'm gonna take this opportunity. I'm gonna do something. We're gonna take this opportunity to capitalize off this, unfortunate situation. Which potentially turn into a blessing. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, so I want to say now June hits. And we in June, and with us being in when June. I'm sorry, she would get my girl.
Mm-hmm.
So,
we know how.
So when June hit, I'm like, all right, we gotta get busy. It's time to get busy, yo. It's time to get busy. Like, so we started doing things around the house, just like working out. When it came to the juices, we had this juicer for like 2 years, almost 3, never used it. Never used it, had this joint collecting dust. Never used it, right? So she pulls it out. I even know she bought it from the old apartment. I'm like, how does it even come here? Where you find this at? Like, it was, so she had it, whatever the case may be, and she like, babe, we gotta start using this. We never use it.
Sorry.
I'm like, all right, well, let's just use it. So she start just one day just making juice, just random little stuff. Here, try this. What's this? Oh, this it was like first pineapple and lemon. I'm like, oh, just little shots. I'm like, oh, this is dope. I'm like, oh, this good. Good. I didn't think none of it. Then like a week later, she's like, hey, baby, try this. Watermelon, pineapple, orange, papaya. I'm like, what the heck is papaya? I didn't know what that was. Like, what's papaya? What's that? She like, don't try this. I'm like, all right, try it. I'm like, oh, this is it. I'm like, this is good. I'm like, yo, this is good.
It really became too, like, he kept posting it up on Instagram. And people were just more like, oh my God, like, what they were saying, like, oh, when you gonna sell this? Or I will buy it if he was to do it for me. Like, people were just saying, like, I hate cleaning my machine. I hate juicing.
Right. Like,
stuff like that. And then, I don't know, one day I'm like, yo, we should really do this. Like, we should really sell it just to see, like, what happens.
Right.
And I said it, but you know when you say stuff just like, I'm about to sell this, John, or something, and he's just like, man, we ain't selling no juice.
I thought she was playing. I really thought she was joking, and she was like, "Yo, we should like we should start a business." Somebody started a business. I'm like, "You serious?" Like I really thought she was really joking. Like I'm dead up. I'm like, "You serious?" Now, mind you, we were posting just like little juices on our story just before I even had his and hers page, just on my personal page, just about my story, and people were like, "Yo, that joint look lit. Oh, that joint look good. Yo, you gotta sell me." I'm like, "No, we're not doing no selling." Da, 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 da. This one dude, he literally kept DMing me he was a faithful DMer. Every time I posted a shot, he was like, "Yo, that joint lit. I need some. Da, 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 da." I'm like, "Yo, we want to sell them?" I'm like, "I don't know. I probably won't, bro." Then one day I'm like, "Who you want to sell them?" I was like, "Matter of fact, I'm gonna get you a price. Give me one moment." I was like, well, baby, we really got to really do something with this because, like, it was like sporadically people just say stuff. And mind you, we wasn't working. Like I said, we wasn't working. You know what I'm saying? I already had money saved up. So I was like, yo, like, this is the perfect time to invest into something. You know, invest into something. Obviously, it's all about you can be healthy, obviously, with it. And like I said, we both can do collectively. Because my thing was like, yo, I always wanted to do a business with me and her because, you know, I never wanted her to be just like a stay-at-home mom. You know what I'm saying? You know, I wanted her to see what it's like to, you know, run a business with your partner. You know, like I think that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Just like what y'all doing, and we motivate people. People see that motivates people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want her to be able to stay home. I want her to do this business and whatever else she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, like, yo, collectively, you and your partner can really do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got with it. And then once we really took the business serious, I said, all right, we gotta make it emails, make it Instagram. Now, I had an Instagram and email for like a month. We didn't even tap into. We didn't upload one picture. We just had it for a minute, and I was about to upload a pic. I was speaking with my folks. They're like, yo, you need to like get your LLC, get your trademark. You need to get this joint situated for real. If you're really serious, before you move that direction, last thing you want to do is do this joint and somebody like, yo, I already got his or her juices, or somebody still his or her juices. And you know what I mean? Like you want to make sure that you got nothing. So you want to make sure all the paperwork is right. I was like, you're right. So I got the paperwork right. That took me like another month delay. Make sure my finances right to get the paperwork and all that stuff situated. And once I did that, we just went forward, right? We did that. We launched it. Like we just launched it. And what's crazy is that week that I launched it, I was celebrating my birthday again. My birthday was July 4th. I celebrated my birthday on the 18th. And I kind of made it like a his or hers launch / you know, like my birthday. I had to gather some folks. And I think what made her a believer, even though we already started the business, what made her really a believer of what we was doing was when like we sold like 80 juices in like an hour or something. Like just people everybody.
Yes.
When that happened, we was like, oh, so now we got something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I remember waking up the next day and I'm just looking at the account. I'm just like, yo, we made this much money in like an hour, and we've been killing ourselves for like 2 weeks. Imagine what we could do like if we did this like all the time, and we pretty much tell ourselves like how much we gonna make, and like, you know, when you just start thinking about stuff like that, like you break your back for working for somebody else, you willing to do overtime, and then when it comes to your own business, you be like, oh, I don't want to do this, or I'm tired, or you kind of like hold yourself when it's just like, yo, like, but you willing to put overtime for all these business. And I speak for myself because we was always like, oh, I need extra hours. I need to work Saturday. Mm-hmm. You know, I got to pay daycare. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. And then when I'm just like, yo, this is how much we could make selling juices, you know, and just being able to be home too and like be with the kids. Cause like that was always my thing. Like the baby, you know, having the baby and having to go to work, and you feel like you don't really get to see your kids, and your kids is growing up with other people. And I mean, as a mom, I mean, even him, like he used to work longer hours, and with us, like we wasn't, at one point we wasn't really seeing each other because like we were working around his schedule so that way he could stay with the baby when I'm working, and when he's working, I'm watching her, and then we're picking our oldest from school. And then when this pandemic hit, you just start to realize like, damn, our kids we don't know how to be home with our kids. You know, like we don't, because you so used to getting up and like, oh, at 7 we dropping them off, and then we going to work, and then we see y'all at 7. By the time we coming home, y'all washing up, going to sleep. And it was hard, like at least for me, because I'm just like, I don't know what it is to be home making them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and having to cook, and then you adjusting to everything, and then
Right.
that's when we was just like, you know, we got to start thinking about like, what's our next step? Like, while we have this time to be home, it was really more him. Like, while we have this time to be home, we need to think about like, do we want to work? Like, we getting used to being home with the kids, like,
Right.
and doing stuff. Like, do we want to work, or what we gonna do? Like, we gonna work for ourselves? Like, how we gonna make a living and being able to be parents and like, you know, you got a relationship. Not only on top of that, you got to be a mom, you got to be a dad, you got to be Rell, you got to be Sandra, and you got to be a teacher now, and all this crazy stuff. And with the juice, it just made it like, you just be like, yo, like if we dedicate the time that we do to like our job and working our 9 to 5, and we can dedicate that time to running our own business, you'd be surprised. Like, that's what I was just like, yo, like I really made almost my check that I was working for 2 weeks. Like, we almost made that. And that really was because I'm like, we probably only gonna sell like 20 bottles, but
Oh, that was the funny part.
once I seen that we made almost that, I'm just like,
Her expectations of how she thought this business was gonna go, and I'm mad I actually believed it. She was like, yo, you know what? We probably gonna start off selling like probably like 20 bottles a week. And I'm like, 20 bottles only a week. She's like, yeah, I mean, you know, just for starters. And mind you, she really made me. I'm really thinking. I'm like, 20. I'm like, well, I guess so. Like, I guess, you know, it's for starting, cool out. Now, mind you, that definitely did not start out that way. We started off beyond super through the roof. Like, you know, like I didn't expect that at all. You know, but you know, like I said, like I was talking with one of my folks. He was like, bro, how could you not expect that? Like, he was like, you always showing people love. You a thorough dude. You carry yourself a certain way. You and your wife real genuine. How you expect people not to embrace you the way they do? And I was like, I don't know, bro, because it just, like, I mean, you start a business, you don't expect it to take off. Where I'm at right now, I expect where I'm at now, probably like March of 2021, maybe early April. I didn't expect that to go, you know, starting from here.
yeah, we did.
I thought it was going to go from 20 bottles to go up. You know,
Right.
like, to start up. And also, we've been doing this now for 4 months only. We've been doing this for 4 months only. And we did see some lows and we see some highs. So the good thing about it, we experienced the high, the low, the medium, and that's good, you know, that we did that, because sometimes you're like, okay, cool, you can see how it can balance, however the case may be. But it's a great thing that we do have like a core people that do support every week. And they tell other people too, you know? And I tell people like, yo, it's not even about, people think you need followers to make money. You don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't need followers to make money. If you can capitalize off the folks that's really following you and engage with them and turn that whatever amount of followers to double or whatever. You got 900 followers. Let's just say if a core 40 of them mess with you and consistently buying from, that's crazy. You get what I'm saying? So imagine you double that. You know what I mean? And it's all about networking. It's all about, you know, embracing the folks and folks embracing you, and you just taking it from there. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we people, so we build relationships. Like, we build with y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's all about building relationships and keeping it going. You know what I mean? It's how you gonna get to the top.
Yeah, but we really had a low expectation.
Yeah, we did.
When we
we
first
did.
started, and then when we first like did the pre-order, we was I was overwhelmed because most of the stuff, like in the beginning, was pretty much us doing it. It was just us.
Yeah.
And he's very limited on what he can cut.
Yo, she always talking about cut skills. Yo, she be burned on my cut game. Yo,
So like pretty much, like I'm like, yo, my shoulders hurting, my shoulders on fire. I remember one time we stood up to like 4 a.m, and I was just like, I don't know what. I was just in my head like, I don't know who the fuck told me to do a business, because I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah, she about to get rich. She about to chalk.
All I kept saying that in my head, like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm done. Like, I'm tired. And he's just like, what you mean? I'm just like, I'm doing these juices and then I'm done. Like, I'm not doing no more juicing, because I was just expecting like 20, maybe 30. I was like, maybe if people like us, they'll give us like, we'll do 30 bottles. But when we had, it was like 100, and I'm just like, bro, we don't got enough bottles. Like, we can't, like, I'm looking at the box like, yo, how many bottles do we have? Because we had a lot of our family like testing out like the juices. Like, my mom will come over, his mom, and we'll be like, you know, try this. Like, thank God for them, because they was like our taste testers, and they was like, oh, I don't like this, or this one's okay. And that's how we pretty much got the flavors pretty, like, you know, narrowed down to what we have now because we had everybody try them out.
That's all her. That's all her. She came up with all the flavors.
And I had like our mom, his mom and everybody come out.
She came up with all the flavors. I didn't come up with nothing. I said something about the cantaloupe. I said we should do something with cantaloupe and mango or something. And then she added carrots to it. But other than that, like
I just be surprised because like at least us, I feel like Spanish people, like we grew up. At least I grew up with having cantaloupe papaya. When he like, what's this? Put. And I was like, bro, you never had papaya. You never had cantaloupe.
No, I had cantaloupe. I had cantaloupe before. I never had cantaloupe.
I'm like, you never had carrots and mango. Like you never had that. I'm like,
no, never had that combination of juice.
I'm like, my that were horrible. They used to make me like drink all this like stuff, and now you just. That's how I knew, like, oh, mangoes go well with carrots. Like, duh. Like, who haven't tried that? And then I was just like, fucking throw a cantaloupe in there. It's orange. And that's how I thought about it. And then when I was like, try this, because I was scared to try it, I used to like, no, try this. And he used to drink like, oh my God.
How you put it all together and you were afraid to try it?
I was like, maybe I go get her. It's going to be him first.
Chop. Yo.
And that's pretty much after that. That's how we went about everything. Like I used to have him try. Then I had like my mom and my sisters. Like my sisters definitely with the carrot. Everybody was just, I like this carrot one, the carrot one, the watermelon. Everybody was like iffy because it was like, oh, it's sweet. So if you don't really like something too sweet, then that's how I kind of came about. Like if you somebody that like soda and stuff like that, then this one is pretty much up your alley, and the other one is more like in the middle. Because remember, a lot of our parents were like, oh, I like the carrot one. I like the carrot one. The other one, it's okay. But then, like, other people who are a little bit more younger, who are more, like, to soda and, like, stuff like that, they will always be like, oh, I like the watermelon one, or, that one's sweeter because they don't got no vegetables in it. So that's how we pretty much had our family be our test dummies. And even us, because we started buying stuff at, like, I went to the dollar store, found them little shot cups and whatever. Yep. And that's how we learned how to like pretty much like figure out like how long they last and like things like that. So we pretty much was experimenting. Well, me, because I'm like this quarantine got us gaining too much weight. Like we comfortable up in here.
super comfortable. Like so, it definitely helped us out a lot. It really did.
So did you do research to figure out? Trying to figure out the shelf life, I guess that would be able to be considered, right? The shelf life, or like you generally just was like, let's just see how far we could push it.
We hopped in this and didn't know a damn thing. We hopped in this and didn't know. I'm be honest, we didn't know a damn thing. Trial and tribulation, right? We went into this thing and started figuring stuff out as it went along, right?
Yeah, we'll look up like shelf life, like
literally
pretty much after, because like. All I knew was glass. Like I'm like, well, I know we have like glass bottles, so I started buying the mason jars. But I'm like, you can't really sell this. Like it could break or whatever, things like that. And then that's how we started looking up just like videos, looking up like the benefits and stuff like that for the fruits. And that's how when I was learning about like the green, that's what made me do like the green apples with the celery and stuff. Cause I'm like, wait, green apples is good for your skin, and like me, I like to wear makeup and stuff. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna need to add this in here because I need good skin.
Right.
And pretty much everything was like that. Like literally us just learning, like, or if we did it in like 2 days, we wondering why they going bad so quick, and it's because we was letting like too much air in the bottles. And like, cause one would be like, oh, well, this one lasted. Why this one didn't last? Or why this do this and why that do that? And different fruits and different vegetables, like the acid and things like that. It was just a lot. Like we was just like, you go into it not feeling like you know everything, and then you realize you really don't know nothing. So we had to do a lot of research going into it. And then with like our family having bottles, we were like, yo, how long did it last you? Did you put it in the freezer? How was it? And I know people I was thinking like we was being annoying, but we was just like, we need to know. Like we still ask people like, how was it? Like, how long? Like, was it okay? Whatever. Because, we do it ourselves when we hear, like, we put stuff in our freezer and we put stuff in our refrigerator just so we can see, like, okay, if it's in the deep freezer. And a lot of stuff, like, we had changed from, like, the beginning when we started juicing till now. Like, our whole process is so different. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a whole complete different, like, 360, like, how we do our juices. how we hurry up and like try to store them in the fridge so they could stay cold, and then we start doing the next juice. Like we used to just do them and then just like then it was just like it's different. Like once you start to do your research and stuff, then that's kind of how we learn. Like literally trial and error.
I'll be honest with you. If we would have sat there and did, and I'm not saying you should never do research on whatever you want to do, ever business you want to do, but I know me. Sometimes I can be a big procrastinator. So I know if I would have sat there and then be like, no, I'm not going to start this business yet until we are tip top perfect. We got everything we want to do. I probably would have still not started, right? So I'm a firm believer in, understanding something somewhat and hopping into it and figuring it out along the way. It's definitely good at research. Don't get it twisted. But sometimes I think
you overthink it too.
Overthinking, over planning can lead to procrastination. Too much and that can happen sometimes. So my thing is like, all right, see what's going on, see what you're about to do. We're about to sell juice. I tell you right now, listen, we're not fitness trainers, we're not nutritionists. We sell great juice that's healthy for you, right? So I don't want to stare down that line of being something that we're totally not at this moment. We do sell great 100% natural healthy juice, and it's really tasty and good. And we definitely learned a lot along this journey, like she said, with the bottles. Know that we gotta fill the bottle all the way up to the tip top, because that definitely makes it last way longer than like filling up like a Snapple or a Pepsi when it's like a little bit not filled. No, take that thing to the top. We take it all the way to the top to ensure that we can get more of a shelf life. Because normally juices last, say between 3 and 5 days. But we noticed this last batch we just did, this juice right here has been in my freezer for 2 weeks, and it still tastes the same in the freezer. I thought this would have been a wrap by now. It still tastes just like I made it 2 weeks ago. It was in the freezer, my deep freezer. And it's probably literally one of the best batches we made.
Yeah, those are the ones we don't sell to nobody. That's the ones that we just be like, every day we drink like, okay, so this is an extra day. But I mean, it's research to us because we can tell people like, we recommend like if you want to keep it longer, put it in the freezer. If you like keep it as cold as possible. Like like I say, like sometimes we be like, 3 to 5 days if you have the refrigerator or whatever. But we put it in the deep freezer and it be lasting us. Then we take it out little by little and we drink it. But again, like it's all a learning process to us too. Like we're learning as well, and that's pretty much why we did it. Like I'm just like we not healthy, gurus or whatever, but we want to be, eventually that's the goal. Like we want our kids to be healthy, and we know like we want to be healthy. But I'm picky. He's not. So I'm limited to what I'm going to eat and drink because how I'm picky. So I feel like with the juices, if I have a juice and I drink like 2 or 3, I'm like, all right, I had my vegetables for the day. I did good. And I'm not saying that I'm going to go eating bad, but I don't feel like now I got to feel like bad because I'm like, I didn't literally eat like a salad or something. Like, I'm like, no, I know this is real carrots. I put carrots in here. I put celery. I put apples. I put this. So I'm like, I know the benefits are good for me, even my kids. So if you want to drink a whole bunch of juices, then go ahead and drink it. I know at the end of the day, like I know they're taking something in good.
Right.
And that was the purpose. That's why I started juicing because I'm like, we need to be more healthier, especially my old man over here.
Because we really just try to promote balance. Because really, I ain't gonna hold you. Like I didn't want to get in this juice business and sell stuff that I can't see myself drinking or her. Like I'll be honest with you. Like I ain't gonna drink no beet juice. I'm not gonna drink kale.
We did try a beet juice though,
and it came out terrible. Like
I hate beets with a passion.
Kale, cinnamon, and beet juice, or I'm mine. So the flavors we dropped, we see ourselves drinking that. And to be honest with you, our following of people are not really all the healthiest, but they love to drink our juice because they can drink it with anything, eat anything. You know what I'm saying? You can have a signature and have a cheese stick if you want. Some people hear 100% healthy and they be like, I don't know. You ever see our videos when we really went to do that pop-up shop, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we did the pop-up shop. And these people that we never met ever, they was like this about to drink it. I'm like, go ahead, try it like this. Oh, that's good. Oh my God. Oh, this is great. Oh my God. Mind you, their whole move was like this. Oh my God. That's how people be all the time. Why? Because they hear natural, healthy. They're like,
oh, it's gonna be nasty.
Then their whole reaction. That's why I always post them Jones all the time, because it's be real reaction. Like, people be making people. I don't think people do nothing. That be people real reactions when they drink it. You know what I'm saying? And that's our marketing tactic. Like, that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, people don't believe unless they see other people trying it, right?
Real juice don't got it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, exactly. And plus, you listen, like, first of all, watermelon pineapple oranges is a given. Like, that just it can't be nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like, that automatically sounds great. Now, some people be a little iffy about the wait till you try this joint because they like celery. They like, oh, celery, green apple, I don't know. But that actually works most effective. I actually got on board with that because that was one of the first juice. Well, I say one of the second juice she started making. It was like celery, right? Like the I think it was just celery and ginger or something. It wasn't green apple, just celery and ginger. And I got used to it. Mind you, I'm not a celery fan at all. But I got accustomed to drinking it, and I love it now. With the green apple, I love it. I got accustomed to drinking it. And like I said, these juices we make, we see ourselves drinking it. So we want other people to, get on board with it. And people be really liking these juices. Like, they really do. They dig it. Whether you healthy or not, you'll buy juice from us. You know what I'm saying? It don't just be everybody in fit and shape. It's all walks of life. Just want to juice because it tastes good.
What have you learned about each other and about yourselves in this whole journey of job loss, becoming entrepreneurs and business owners? Yes, what have you learned about each other and about yourself?
I hate her guts even more. That's one. Let's see.
No.
It's like, no. It's like, no.
No. What we have learned. One thing the Rell said one time, and it really sometimes stick with me because it's like, I forgot, it was like for the promo video we did, the funny one, and I'm like, I don't want to do it, that's not my character, like, I'm not this, like, I don't know. So I was so pissed, but he said something like, we each got a role, like, we each got a role to play. Like, I'm not saying that I don't, like, I do be on the his and her page, but we all know, like, he's more like the personality. He like go out and do it, and I'm more like behind the scenes. I do the juices. I do more of the thinking. Like, oh, let's do a video. I do like the posters. I do like the quiet stuff. He's more like the outspoken, the social butterfly. And I always stick with that too, because it's like we in a business, but he know his part and I do my part. Now people might think you're not gonna catch me on a video like. Do a video. I'm not. That's not me. That's not my. I'm not saying that I'm mean. I'm friendly, but I'm just not. I don't have that energy, So don't expect that from me. But don't expect him to be sitting here thinking he gonna come up with a bunch of juices next time. So like that's one thing I learned. Like he do his part, I do my part. I know what I'm good at. I know what he good at, and like that way it don't cause no conflict. When you know what he gonna do. He know his part. He know he's the one that hit everybody up like, yo, you want juices? I'm doing the video. I'm editing. I'm the one like, oh, okay, let me do the flyer. Let me set up this. Let me clean up. Let me have everything ready so when we could start juicing. Like, we just know I forgot what he said, but he was just like pretty much be a team player. Like, you do your part, I do my part, and that's how we gonna win.
That's gonna win, right?
Yeah.
We both excel.
Like, we all can't be not like the star, but I'm just saying, like, I don't expect him to do my part. Like, I know what I gotta do. I know I'm good at what I do. And you don't expect me to edit a video. Like, and don't expect me to be in your face like, girl, what you think? Like, I'm not gonna do that. And like, so it's just like pretty much just knowing your place in the business and not feeling like intimidated or feeling like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing more. Like, we both doing enough. Because I know sometimes I get like that. Like, I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. And he's just like, yo, I feel the same way. Like, we both doing this. We both going through the business, the up and down. Like, and nobody's like, or I'm doing more, I'm doing less. So it's pretty much like just everybody just knowing that we a team. This is a partnership. Like what I'm doing is going to benefit you. What he's doing is going to benefit me. And at the end of the day, the picture is pretty much taking care of our kids and our family.
Yep.
Our little one just popped up. You supposed to be in bed.
Hey, y'all get up. Wait, mommy, daddy doing lives? What's up, youngin?
It's way after your bedtime.
I'll take you. Take him.
He said, I want to get on live. What's talking about?
My daughter.
Okay. In this journey of realizing, I think a lot of people, just in a relationship, like everyone does have a role, even outside of being business owners, like understanding that as spouses, your family has to run by everyone doing their part. So how does, in recognizing in the business you have your roles, how does that then transcend into your relationship?
Well, I mean, that was one of the hardest things to try to figure out, because we try to have some alone time and us time, because getting so overwhelmed with the business just starting out, and she'll tell you I'm a firecracker all the time. Like I'm so into this that sometimes she like, damn, baby, just relax, but like I can't, because like first of all I don't want to go back to work. Number one, right? That's the biggest motivation. I'm not trying to go back to work, right? Number two, right? I'm trying to finally do something that I don't want to give up on. You know what I'm saying? Like collectively, what we doing, I feel like so much. We collectively have so much pressure. I feel like on us to ensure that we keep doing this, showing our kids that there is a way you can do something for the most. You know what I'm saying? Showing our kids about hard work. I have Jayla, my daughter, wiping bottles down. I have Sage pass me the bottles and put in the refrigerator. I want them to grow up and see how mommy and daddy work together. But it is times to have alone time, because they with us all the time, and especially with this COVID, no daycare, no nothing. Even with our kids doing homeschool, they listen. It's so hard juicing when your daughter's biting your kneecap, or your daughter just keep grabbing you, and you sitting there trying to juice, and she gotta get a diaper change, and now she hungry, and you in the middle of juicing, cutting. So we doing all this stuff in the midst of our kids still being around. We don't got no factory, not no facility. So it's hard to try to find some alone time with me and her, because sometimes branch off. Sometimes we do, whatever, like, but it's not. I ain't gonna hold you. It's not as lot as it used to be. It's not as lot as it used to be. It definitely cut down. But honestly, she might disagree, but I'm kind of fine with that, because like I know we trying to get to a point. We trying to get to a point. So sometimes you got to make sacrifices to get to the destination you want to be. Fun ain't going nowhere. Fun ain't going nowhere. Certain stuff ain't. We try to make the best out of things that we can do together amongst working. And like I said, like we try to have alone time. It's not as much as it used to be, but like I said, like
sometimes it's more like just like having the kids go to bed and just us watching a movie, or us in the bed just talking, like because sometimes you think you with your partner all day, but y'all really not talking. Sometimes you in the house, like you doing this, he doing, and you cleaning, and you washing clothes, and you with the kids, and you just doing so much, but you really haven't had a break to really just
connect.
Have like just like how you doing, how you feeling this week, or where you at with things, like what you've been thinking about, like different things. And so pretty much like he said, like with everything going on, we used to go out, like we used to try to make time to go out. Because that's one thing, like my mom and dad always told me, like have time for yourself, like you time, the real time. Y'all have time together, then y'all have time with the kids. Like that's how you make it work. But that's easier said than done when you trying to run so much different things, and you be like, oh, I gotta put in a date night. Oh, I gotta put in time with the girls. The girls want to watch a movie. Like now with the Christmas and all that coming out, like, oh, we gotta watch Christmas. Oh, now they want to make cookies, or they want to do this. And you pretty much put your relationship last. Like by the time you get to the bed, you just tired.
Yeah.
You don't even want to talk. You just sleepy. You just like, I just want to get some rest, But I think I'm more like, we haven't done nothing. We haven't gone out. We need to do something. Like I think I I'm the one that be like, we need to do something. Like, we need to go out. Like, because I don't ever want to forget about us. You know, like, I don't want it to be a job or feeling like, you know, you get tired of it.
That's another thing, too. I don't want to get to a point where this become like you said, a job where we don't enjoy this no more. But we we have an understanding that what we're doing now is not the end of the road with his or her juices. You know, like, we started out doing our own deliveries, understanding that it got too overwhelming doing it. So we had to make changes to benefit us so we don't, get overwhelmed. I want to do this no more. Like, we had 2 locations. Understanding that doing those 2 locations started drying up. As a business owner, you got to make decisions. You got to make adjustments on the fly. All right, look, I see we're not getting the same reaction as it was before. Okay, cool. Let's see if we can do deliveries again. But we got to find a driver. Down we find out the delivery driver, So even with juicing, we're juicing now, but eventually down the line, we're not trying to juice no more. We just want to be the face of our business, still meet the people, because I'm all about the people. I'm still going to be in the street, still doing whatever, but I do want to have somebody behind the scene actually juicing for us. But I know right now we got to do it because this is not the budget to pay somebody to juice. We got to do it,
Right.
And last week we made like 350 bottles, yo.
Yes.
I think that I ain't gonna say I think that did it. That took that right. That's probably our limit between. And we had 2 people help us, but that still. Let me tell you something. If it was just only 2 of us doing different bottles, we'd have been dead. We'd have been dead by now. It'd have been a wreck. We had 4 people helping us, including us, total 4 people, and we made 350 bottles. Still, at the point, I'm like, that might gotta be the cutoff. That might gotta be the cutoff until we get a factory or something. Because Sam, see, bro, you promoting too much. You can't. You asking those people, how many bottles gonna make money? When I get going, I get going. When I'm out here, when I'm mixing, and I'm moving, I'm doing my thing.
He don't say that. I'm just like, how many bottles we got? How many we got this? I'm like, first of all, hello, where is the stop for you? Because stop for me be like, it would have been a long time ago.
Because mind you, right, I was at 120 bottles by Monday. The pre-order wasn't until Tuesday. I'm like, oh, I see where this is going. I'm like, I realized, damn, man, 120 already by Monday? Shit. Cause we're doing them 10 bottles. Everybody's 10. That just don't add up. I'm like, people, 10. I'm like, well, next I juiced 350 bottles, not even realize. I was like, damn, 350 bottles, goddamn. So now I'm like, all right, hold on. I'm like, damn, well, I gotta figure this out. I'm like, wait, I'm promoting too much, but listen, once again, you don't want to turn business down. And it's great that people are gravitating towards you. Put a sell up, you gotta expect for people to bite it as you post up. But I guess it's a what they say, it's a good bad problem. What they say, it's like that, a good bad problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I said, we learned a lot. We learned a lot in this journey. We still learning. We're only 4 months in. So we ain't figured everything out yet. I'm just so surprised that it's where it's at in 4 months. Just I ain't expected.
It's an amazing thing because it's like to think that you guys are truly passionate about this, right? Like some people just do stuff just to do it. Like, oh, I'm just trying to make a quick cash grab or whatever like that. But the fact that you guys walked into this not really knowing what you were doing and took the time to research, just do your own research, right? Drinking your own juices, you're trying different stuff out, you're trying to test out the shelf life, all that stuff. There's a lot of people that are just listen, this is how long it lasts, this is too much, so we're not going to do it. But you guys always found a way, and you guys just keep going, and that's in 4 months time, that's amazing,
Right.
And just you just keep pushing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, yo. Because I'll be honest with you, I did not expect where we at now. I didn't expect it at all. I'll be totally honest with you. I really thought now would be March, April, and I do set certain goals. Don't get twisted. I set certain goals. I do. Excuse me. I think ahead all the time. Like I said, when I hired a delivery driver, I said, yo, sales is falling a little bit because I guess folks is not trying to meet at these locations or just don't benefit them in their time schedule. So you got to learn how to adapt. I'm not going to just be like, oh, well, oh, this is a wrap. I can't. No, I can't. I can't say it's a wrap. I can't. No, I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure it out. All right, what we gonna do? We gotta come to the drawing board. What we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We gonna probably reevaluate the business every time, like every month. It's something that gotta be reevaluated. You know what I'm saying? Like now, we just did 250 juices last week. Man, what about that having the double? Then we gonna do 750. No, I'm gonna have somewhere. I'm like, wait, I gotta do something. I'm about to put an ad on Craigslist. His or hers looking for workers. You know what I'm saying? Something. Ad on Facebook, Instagram, looking for workers. So like, you know, like with this business, it's like things just happen. You gotta, know how to adapt. Like right away, you gotta know how to adapt. You gotta know how to shape.
Yeah, when people, I realize too, like when people say like different jobs or jobs that you have now prepare you, like pretty much like take what you learned and all that stuff, prepare you for where you at now. I feel like it's so true because he comes from like a sales background, so I see the sales in him, like to he know how to like talk to people. It's not always like money. It's more like how he always like, I want to have a relationship with people. I want to talk to people. I want to like give people input, like because sometimes people support you because they like you, they like who you are, they like what you stand for. Because like when you go somewhere, you like, oh, it was real nice to me. I like how she did this. She was real nice, or he was real cool. They were real you are more likely to shop or buy from that person because they were nice and their customer service was nice versus someone who was just like, oh, here you go, nice, thank you, whatever, bye. And that's why I feel like a lot of our jobs or his job prepared us for where we at now. Like, I used to work at an office, so now I know how to like do my paperwork. I know how to do certain things. And like, that's why I say like, not everything, you don't always see, and I'm not going to always broadcast what I do, but like his sales job made him more like open to like, hey, you want to do this. For me, I'm a little bit more standoffish. Like, I'm not doing that, or I don't feel always so comfortable. Like, you want to get this, or like he's more open. Like he'll go anywhere. Like, oh, I sell juice. Da 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 da. And he'll be like, why you don't talk about the juice? And I'm like, I do. It's just like you gotta wait. I gotta fill people out.
And like we spoke about that previously. She know her strong points. I know my strong points. She know her weaknesses. I know mine. But they both collectively come together to be successful. Like I always telling her, like today I went to the dentist get my teeth cleaned. I'm like, y'all mind if I leave some business cards here on y'all front desk? Oh yeah, sure, go ahead. Don't matter. I met some lady jogging down my block. I pulled up on her. How you doing, miss? Hey, what's going on? Hey, here, take one of my business cards. Oh, what you got? Sell juice. What kind of juice you got? Oh, we got this. You got anything, for my since couple going on here? Oh, I like this. Boom, boom, boom. Sold her like 20 juices. She showed love. So like, if I never would have just pulled up and just, if I never just said nothing, that wouldn't have been a customer. You don't know that would be a recurring one. That's what I was saying. You don't need 1 million followers to make money. You can capitalize off a portion of what you have if you know how to network, right? If you know how to build relationships.
But sometimes people like you might not be interested, but they be like, oh, I know such and such. She wants to do this, or I know somebody that know how to do this. And pretty much, I don't know. That's how I look at it. Like our jobs have prepared us for this moment.
Yeah, I worked at a job. I used to work at Comcast Business. The job I worked in retention. So if you know what retention is, you have to speak with the customer trying to retain their business. And I worked for a business of Comcast where I dealt with business owners. So mind you, every day I speak to people, they're frustrated. Had the same old, hi, thank you for calling Comcast, but this is the Rell player speaking with you. This is I hate you fucking guys, man. My God, I just wanna keep rid of you guys, Comcast. Your services suck. Not my job. I try to still keep this same calm voice I got one now. Tell them I understand, sir, blah blah blah. But this is what I can offer you. They don't want to hear. They still curse you out, say you go to hell, and they hang up the phone. Mind you, I'm doing that over and over and over. Mentally, that can kill you. Like mentally, you just talking to people every day that's upset that you had nothing to do with. So now I fast forward that I can control my own destiny. I can run my own business where like nobody's upset. I'm just offering them juice. Now whether they want or not, that's one thing, but it's not. I'm not going into a situation where like they offer upset. I think that's what gave me more confidence to talk to people, because if I can get past a person that's pissed off, then I know if you just already happy, I would win you over. You know what I'm saying? Versus, I always gotta speak to people working at Comcast business upset. 95% of people I talked to on the phone was always mad. They called to cancel. Now I made money doing it, but who wants to just keep talking to people upset all day? And you gotta convince them to stay. You know how much that is? I know when I call, I'm canceling. I don't give a damn what you said. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
You ain't giving me a better deal, I'm canceling. That's it. Done deal.
So imagine if only way you can make money is convince this person to stay, right? And you just gotta go above and beyond. And then when you do get them, it's like, damn, I saved that customer. But you drained them mentally, physically, you drained like all that. You know what I'm saying? So now that I get to do this business where I ain't even gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like talking to you. I'm just being me. It ain't even on that same time where nobody upset. Yo, nobody I never had. I mean, no one never yelled at me. No crazy altercation. Nobody like. I have a great time doing this. You know what I'm saying? I get to meet people. Everybody cool. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It goes back to pretty much you like. At least I got in the thing like you see how much time you're willing to invest for somebody else's like business, who you working for. If you invest just a little bit of that time to like our business, or like that's how I start thinking like if I just can put some time into us, or like if we got to stay up late, wake up early, like we used to do it for a job that they tell you how much they're gonna pay you, and you do this, you're willing to bend over backwards for them. Why can't you bend over backwards for us, like for our business? Like if
Right.
one thing I started putting in my head, like if I can do it for whoever I was working for, why can't I do it for his and hers? Like at the end of the day, it's benefiting me more because the more time I put in, the more I get in return versus you working for this job and you really don't want to be here, or this is not where you feel like you passionate about or something. You just kind of like miserable. And my thing was always like, I want to be with my kids. Like I want to pretty much, like, not that I want to be with them all the time, but I'm just saying, like, I don't like that we work so much that we don't know or see our kids. That affects them a lot. And at least I went through it with my oldest, and to see it like happening again with Sage, I'm just like, I don't want to feel like our family is raising our kid, because it bothers even the kids, they don't feel like they see you, they crying, they don't want to go to school, they don't want to do this because they don't know how to say like, I miss you guys, I haven't seen you guys, and I only get to see y'all on the weekend. And sometimes like if we want to do something on the weekend, because now we're like, oh, we want to have a date night, and they're with grandmom or something, they're like, well, that was 6 days I didn't get to see y'all, so now I only got Sunday, and God forbid we gotta go to the supermarket or run errands. Like now I barely see y'all. So it makes that I start to see like, damn, my kids really don't see us, or you're just not used to being like, oh, because now it's just a lot, and that kind of made us go into like the business mode, because I'm just like, I just don't want to be that type of mom, like I don't want to feel like I don't know my kids. I want to know what they're doing. I want to be like, I just want to be all up in their business. Like I want to see what y'all doing, who y'all hang out with. I want to off and run a business as well. And I know we can do it. It's hard, but I know I can do it.
And what's crazy is, if we didn't get fired, we wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I'll keep always 100 with you. If I didn't get fired, I'd still be working at my job. I just still would. I still would. When the opportunity presented itself, well, we had to make that. We had to take that chance.
It was meant to happen.
Like the opportunity presented itself, and we had to take it. If it wasn't for this pandemic, COVID, all this stuff, we wouldn't be here. The craziest situation where we live in right now, it benefited us. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like she would never got laid off if it wasn't for COVID, right? I mean, I got fired right before COVID, but who knows what would have happened? You know what I'm saying? I'd have been. Which it'd have been even worse. I was working at Comcast on COVID. You know why? Because people really would have been trying to cancel their account.
Right.
Shut down. I would have been disconnected. Everything you can think of. I'd have probably lost my job because. You know what I'm saying? so it's like crazy how things happen and how things fell into place. It was crazy because of me. Every time I lose a job, I always find a better one. Like I never went backwards. right? So I'm like, yo, this is the most money I ever made at Comcast business. So I'm like, what's next? Because ain't too many jobs paying what I'm getting. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to think like, yo, what can I do next? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look at what can I do next? And now thinking about it, I'm like, damn, this was next. Yeah. This was next. It wasn't a job. This was what I'm doing right now was next. I done went from all kind of jobs and it always got better. But when I got to this point, I was like, yo, I don't know what else I'm gonna do after this. As far as like a 9 to 5, I'm like, this really was paying good. I'm like, I don't know what's next. And then
it's a 24/7 job, but it's worth it.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's worth it. It is worth it. It's worth it. It is. It's a lot of work though. It's a lot of work. A lot of labor work. You know, mentally, physically, it's a lot. But like I said, we doing this so we can get to the point we want to get to. We know what we doing is not something we're gonna be doing forever. But a lot of people understand you gotta be willing to put that work in, whatever you're doing, to get to a point of comfort. If you think you just gonna out of business, good, lay back. That's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna fail this. So that's why, you know, I beat you in the head about it all the time. I beat you in the head. I'm like, yo, if you comfortable how we living right now, and you don't want to go back to work, we have to continue this. As a matter of fact, we gotta double this. Because if you're trying to even get in a better position where you're at now, you can't keep doing the same thing. So you gotta really double, you know what I mean, the amount of work. Double the tire. Double all, you know what I'm saying? To get to a different level. Because right now where we at, we good. If you're trying to get to another level, then you're gonna have to put even extra work in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So as we start to wrap it up, you can sit there and tell everybody that watching now, everybody that's gonna watch later on, one way to kill the day. What would it be?
One way to kill the day.
One word?
No, it don't got to be one word.
Just like, what's your main advice?
Yep.
Consistency.
You think so? You
gotta be consistent in what you do. Because you gotta understand, to kill the day, you gotta have a proper mindset, right? It's all about a mindset, first and foremost, right? You can't kill a day without a healthy mindset, right? The energy that you bring around you, right? You gotta ensure that is the right energy, right? And like I said, it's all about a mindset. You know what I mean? How you gonna kill the day if you mentally not there to try to kill it? What you trying to kill? You gonna kill yourself, right? And being consistent, being consistent in whatever you do is gonna allow you, you know, to have a proper mindset to kill the day. Because you understand it's all about consistency. And that's what I'm trying to learn now, still to this day, is being consistent. You can ask Eric, anything I've ever listened, I've done a bunch of stuff in my life. From 18 to current, I done acting, I done everything you can think. I done con, I done real acting, I done play ball, I'm doing juice. I've done a bunch of things you can think, whatever you think, I've done it, right? But where I failed was being consistent. It's not that I have talent to do anything. It's all about being consistent. Now, where I'm at now, the reason why what I'm doing with his and her juices, what we're doing with his and her juices, the reason why I preach consistency is because me personally, the reason why I felt like I failed a lot doing whatever I ever did previously was because I was heading out of fire for my backup. I always had a job, so I didn't care. Like I would do something, I'm getting tired of doing it. I gotta go to work. I ain't gonna hold you. I say right now, back 9 to 5, ain't no way I'm doing his air juices. That's canceled. I'm telling you right now, it's canceled. We had both had jobs. We know what we're doing his air juices. There's no way on earth. There's no way on earth we can balance that.
I mean, people do it, but
I'm telling you right now, the amount of work we put into this, I used to work 10 hours a day. Ain't no way in hell. I'm gonna do 10 hours a day in his. It really wouldn't work. It really wouldn't work. I'll be totally honest. And we literally ensure that, you know, we really put the work in. We put the work in, so we don't have to go back to work. That's what.
How about you, Queen? What would be your first thought of advice to tell everyone out there, all the wives and moms and women, to kill the day?
I would say 2 things. Kill the day, at least for me, I say I like to at least, I don't know. I say plan what you're gonna do. I learned that how people say plan out what you're gonna do. Like today, I was like, I'm gonna wake up at whatever time I wake up. I'm gonna work out at least for 20-30 minutes. I did like 20 minutes. I'm like, I'm gonna take a shower. I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna do this. Like when you plan stuff done and like, you know, try to be productive. You know, people think, oh, if I'm busy, I'm being productive, but you're not. You know, learn the difference. You can be productive and still have the rest of the day, you know, but invest that time to go back to your business. Like do something, whatever you want to do, whatever you're doing, just spend 20-30 minutes just thinking about what you're going to do, writing it down. What am I going to do tomorrow to have my day? You know, like if I'm going to wake up early, before my kids wake up, I'm going to go work out, then I'm going to do this. So I always say, just plan out your day, strategize that, and don't kill yourself. Just be productive. You don't have to be busy. Because I used to think like that. I used to like, oh, I got to clean, I got to cook, I got to do all this in one day. And it's like, we human too. Like as a mom, you might have to like, hey, I'm gonna have to wash tomorrow. I'm gonna have to cook today, and maybe I can cook a little bit more so that way it could be left over for tomorrow. Or I have to meal prep so that way I can work out what I want to do. That way tomorrow, if I'm just doing this, I can dedicate my time to thinking about what am I gonna do with my business. You know, because it's hard when you're a mom. You have, if like at least for me, I look at it like I have to clean, I cook, I do a lot of the house stuff here. Not saying that he don't help, but a lot of it fall on us. The kids want mommy. So it's just like, how can I plan my day to make it easier for me? Like today I meal prepped and I'm just like, oh, I worked out, I meal prepped, I started my wash. So I'm like, tomorrow I can like dedicate some time to do something else because I don't have to worry about cooking because I already cooked. I just gotta pop it in the microwave and we got this. So I can do whatever, our makeup, think about like what are we gonna do for January with his and hers? What are we gonna do in February with his and hers? Like what are we gonna record? Like what's our next step? So I just always say, you know, just plan it out. And I'm learning that myself, like planning out what am I gonna do tomorrow, the next day, like planning out my week. That helps a lot with me. At least like up here, I'm just like, I feel better when I have a plan. So
Love
consistency.
consistency and planning. I love it. Love it.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much for coming. It's been absolute pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you guys for the juices. Juices are amazing.
Yes.
We're definitely gonna be putting another order
Next
in.
order very soon.
Pre-order is tomorrow.
We got it. So everybody stay tuned. Next week we're bringing in Katie with Groovy Foodie, and it's gonna be a little bit different next week because we're gonna be cooking up something yummy.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay.
You
Cooking on live. That's up at 5, right? Yeah, that's up. That out, man.
Cook a little something, a little his or hers to go with it.
Yes, you know what I mean? Because you gotta wash it down. But thank you again, guys, so much for sharing your story.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been awesome. Y'all keep killing the day every day. It's been popping. Everyone order his and her juices. Go over to their page. Send them a DM. And if you want, you could use hashtag kill the day for a 10% discount. So we're going to wrap it up. See y'all next week at 9 p.m. And remember, kill the day every day.
Peace.